Welcome to the Den of Tools.
Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the old Den of Tools. And today we're here to cover a big story that's been going around. A lot of people asked me to comment on this. So here we are bringing to you the full details, the full information as I could find it on CAT power tools. Yeah, there's a whole new player in this market of cordless power tools. And this one's got some growl to it. Or is it some meow? That's what we're going to find out here today. So you're asking yourself, who is CAT here, okay? And what kind of power tools are we talking about? Well, what we're seeing here is they're coming out with what they're calling the one-for-all 18-volt lithium-ion battery platform. This is essentially, they've got a battery platform, and all these tools are going to take it. We've seen this before. But it does look like they have a good solution, right out of the chute. We got all sorts of stuff. Now, who is CAT? If you don't know who CAT is, I'm sure this is going to... I'm sure there's a few people out there who aren't quite making a connection. Yeah, it's that CAT. We're talking, full excavator, backhoe, graders, all of that. CAT power tools. So if you're thinking, if there's somebody who knows how to do some really heavy-duty industrial construction kind of stuff, it's going to be CAT. And if you look at these tools, they look like they're up for the challenge. I mean, just, glancing at them, never had any in paw. I've just seen the pictures just like all of you. So we're just going based on that. But looking at the design, they look like they're for mostly industrial use. Looks like we got some metal chucks on these, a nice hammer drill. We got the combo with the impact. We've even seen some 12-volt stuff down here, rotary hammers and whatnot. And going on, they've got, grinders as well. And it's looking like all this stuff, the cordless stuff, at least most of it, except for like the 12-volt, is going to be brushless. So you're going to get high-power brushless tools. Also, you got to respect them with going 18-volt rather than the 20-volt max thing. It's the same thing, but still, that's a good-looking saw there. Definitely looks like it's got the kind of, set up and for success that we'd like to see. Looks like it's a good solid plate on it and everything else. We've got a 2mm planer here, cordless planer. We've got job site work lights. We even have the Bluetooth radio system here, USB power for charging mobile phones and all that kind of fun stuff. And then we have the full line of batteries here. And this is where the whole commotion really comes into play, because we're seeing the graphene battery. Now we're also seeing an 18-volt 4-amp battery charger and an 18-volt 15-amp battery charger. Yeah, this is going to be some fast charging kind of stuff. And that's the whole point, because what we're talking about here is the graphene. And graphene that's the big news here. Graphene is... It's this kind of, superconductor. Now I'm taking some liberty here. Essentially what it is one molecule thick layer of graphite. And apparently it's strong enough you could stand up an elephant on a pencil on a sheet of the stuff. But it's been around for over 10 years, and we're still waiting for it to come into its own and be realized. And let me show you a little bit about what they're claiming that this stuff can do. So first off, they're claiming this is the first graphene-powered battery for power tools. And the 5-amp hour batteries get compact architecture. Yeah. Full charge in 20 minutes with their ultra-fast charger. Not a fast charger, ultra-fast charger. And that's what we're seeing, 15 amps. That's going to have some serious draw to it. Working temperatures as low as under 25 degrees Celsius, because a lot of us do that. Maybe I'll ask my brother Blue and see if he can put that to the test. Anyway, 4x longer life than a lithium-ion battery. Now, what we don't know is that runtime life, or are we talking like life of the battery? It's just not going to die as soon. And then cooler. It runs cooler because graphene's low resistance keeps cells cooler under heavy load. Now that's technically true. They do that. Now, at least in laboratory situations, we've never seen graphene out in the wilderness. Now, if you're anything like me, you're kind of wondering, how does a company like Caterpillar come out of just nowhere with a power tool system like this and claiming that they've broken the code for graphene batteries? Because people have been waiting on this stuff for over a decade. They've been wanting to see it. We've been promised the world. I mean, flying cars and the whole 9 yards. This is going to be the new miracle battery, and we've been waiting to see it. And it doesn't come from Milwaukee. It doesn't come from Makita. It doesn't come from Stanley Black & Decker. It comes from Caterpillar. How did they do this? Well, the bear did some digging. You know how he is. And I found out that the old Caterpillar's not really making this tool, which isn't surprising. A lot of these companies don't make their own tools. And we've talked about this before, in the who makes what power tools. There's very few companies who makes their own tools, but who is it that's behind Caterpillar? Well, I found out, and it is in fact, and I have confirmation on this, it's Positech. And I'm just stunned by this. It's crazy. If you don't know who Positech is, they're a Chinese company founded in 1994 as Positive Technology. And yeah, they're based in China, which, by the way, let me remind you all, if you're forced to wear a mask, we're still offering our, our Tool Bear, safety masks for the workplace and whatnot. I'm not going to get into the politics and everything on it, but some people are required, you can't even go to the store without a mask depending on where you are. And so if you want one and you want to, show your inner Tool Bear in defiance, we have them. Now, I'll be honest, this is through a special promotion with YouTube and Teespring. I don't set the price on it. It's $20 with shipping. It's not inexpensive. And I don't blame you if it's too much for you. But, we wanted to have some fun, at least offer it for some of you. I know some of you taken up on it. So, thank you so much for supporting the channel and whatnot. Anyway, moving on. So, who is Positech? A lot of people haven't heard of this company, but I bet you've heard of one of their brands. And it's probably going to surprise you that Caterpillar would go with a company like Works. Yeah, I kid you not. I'm not even joking on this. This is a company that has been basically, on their own, trying to establish themselves as a serious contender in the power tool industry, and it hasn't been easy for them. But they've kind of garnered an image as being a bit gimmicky with some of their products and having some features that seem kind of clever, but maybe are a bit more, shall we say, as seen on TV-ish. And the reality is that's kind of where they've made their name, because they tried to get in to the big box stores, but they had some problems with this. They started off, as I said, in 94 as an original equipment manufacturer, an OEM, and they worked with the likes of Black & Decker making grinders for them. And they made, I think it was like 750,000 grinders for Black & Decker over the years before Black & Decker decided to pull that manufacturing in-house. And, after that, they saw the writing on the wall and they go, if we're going to be successful, we got to have our own brand. We got to be our own thing. So they created the Works brand, and they tried to get into a bunch of the big box stores, and they were denied. There's no entry there because they said, we don't really know who you are. If you want to make some tools for us, like, we could put under our own house brands, maybe we'll talk about that. And Positech said, no, we want to go our own route. So they went out and they did what many companies do, which is buy an old brand that's floating around that no one's using, and that's Rockwell. A lot of guys remember Rockwell, and then it became Rockwell Delta and all this. It was an established major brand, major player for years and years. And Positech picked them up, and they branded their new tool line under that to try and give it a more established name. And we've seen some interesting stuff. The Blade Runner, they kind of revitalized the old saber saw kind of concept. They've got their multi-tool. They've got the little mini handsaw, which those things have their uses. And then the Jaw Horse, which has basically been a game changer. In fact, to be honest, Works has definitely been an influence. Many of their products have changed the way other products are designed. The multi-stage blower Mulcher system really invigorated the whole electric blower market, and that's where we see the stuff like the jet blowers we see from Ryobi and other companies that have really changed the market. And of course, I can't talk enough about the Rockwell the Jaw Horse system here. There's tons of spin-offs. It's one of the most successful products in its category. Harbor Freight now has their own version. I've had one of these. I have the Harbor Freight version. I can't suggest them enough. They're not the perfect thing, but for a lot of stuff, they're really, really useful, and you can use them for, everything from, holding the obtuse door angle kind of thing, which you've seen, to, doing welding projects and whatnot. There's a lot of stuff you can use these things for. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, someone like Cat going with a company like Positech, aka Works and whatnot, to come out with a graphene battery that nobody else can, it just seems a really, difficult leap to make. To me, that's kind of like, hey, I want to break into cold fusion, and the company that launches it isn't out of the US. They aren't out of Europe. They aren't out of China. It's from Jamaica. Really? Jamaica for cold fusion? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Jamaica. I've been more than a couple times, and I think it's a fabulous place. But I don't go there for science and industry. I go there for, Mai Tais and sunburns. It's it's a great place. But, and I like the work stuff. I really appreciate what they're trying to do for the DIYer, for the home gamer, and I appreciate any company working hard trying to build their own brand. That takes a lot of guts to do that. Stand up to like Stanley Black & Decker and TTI and all the big players out there. That's a big deal. And I think that's amazing that they got this contract with Cat. That's a huge, huge feather in their cap. But to come out and tell me that you've broken the graphene battery code, I don't know. I'm not trying to say that they're liars, and I'm not trying to say it's fake. I'm not saying that. I am saying that there have been a lot of claims in graphene batteries. There's been a lot of people claiming, we've got it, we've broken the code, and it's always some small company. Samsung did come out with some graphene technology they added into cell phones, but the fact of the matter is they're still trying to figure out how to make this stuff at an affordable level, and it's something that doesn't basically destroy the environment as well, because everything seems to be this incredibly caustic chemical layer, vapor kind of thing. I'm at the point of I'll believe it when I see it. It's one of these things where I hope they did it. I really do, because if they broke the code on this, it's going to be huge for the whole industry. It's going to change everything. But I have a hard time believing that Positech was the ones who did this. And maybe they did. Maybe they did. And who knows? Maybe Ecuador is about to put a man on the moon. It could happen. Anyway, that's all the bear has for you today. Don't forget to chomp the old like button right down there. Just give it a good old chomp there. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't miss out on any of the new videos coming out. We got a lot of stuff coming out here this month. We got more flashlight videos. I got some new stuff from Ingersoll Rand, and we got a whole new tool test series coming out. Hope you'll enjoy it. Anyway, till next time, you all take care. God bless, and as always, shine on.